What is going on, Fishers? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. As you can see, I'm sitting in my boat in the garage. I just wanted to hop on, get in front of the camera, and just kind of do something a little different on the channel that I don't usually do. I don't usually just sit down and talk with you guys. Do something super chill, kind of like in the thumbnail, boat stuff. I'm just gonna shoot the shit and talk about boats. Kind of tell you guys the background of this boat and when I got it and what I've done to it so far. So let's get right into it. It's a late 80s, early 90s 14-foot McCullough deep wide boat. I picked this boat up probably about 6 years ago. I was in the market for a new one. I had a little 12-foot boat, like a Sears Special boat, and I wanted something that was a little bit bigger, a little bit more stable. I was looking on the old Craigslist, and this boat came up, and it had this boat and this Evinrude that you see behind me here. I seen this old fella had it up for like 1,300 bucks. I was like, I'm gonna go check it out. So me and Woodsy went and met this old guy, and the guy had it out on a trailer. And he's like, yeah, it doesn't come with a trailer or whatever. And I said, okay, that's fine. We just throw it in the back of the truck and hammer it to the lake. So we started talking to the guy, asked him, I said, does it leak? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay, I'm just asking, just curious. And then I asked him if the motor ran, and the same thing. He was just kind of like, what do you mean does the motor run? And I was like, well, I'm just asking, it's used, man. Like, it's not like it's brand new. Got to talking and negotiating price, and I just kind of told him, I said, I'll give you $1,000 for the boat and the motor. He wanted me to climb on price, and I said, no, I'm not giving you any more. I got $1,000 cash on me, I'll give you $1,000. And so he said, yeah, so we loaded that boat up, loaded the motor, got it out onto the lake, and the boat leaked like crazy, and the motor didn't pump water. So it's just one of those like buyer beware situations, like they always say. You don't ever trust what somebody's saying. If somebody's selling something, it's usually because there's either something wrong with it, or, you know, 2% of the time somebody just wants to upgrade what they have and their boat works totally fine. But yeah, so that was the story of that, picking up the boat. It needed some work, so I actually work at a truck shop, so I got a buddy of mine to weld up the arches in the rear where the welds separated. I ripped the leg apart and put a new impeller in there, and then started pumping water, and it was good to go. And fast forward to now, about last year, this time, I entered a contest on Tackle Depot. I will put a link in the description to Tackle Depot if you guys haven't checked them out already. And I put into a contest. I got my wife to choose the number. It was like a raffle. They call it like a sticker draw. And 2 weeks later, I won. I couldn't believe it. Absolutely beside myself, guys. Like, I never win anything like that. Big ticket item like that. That motor's worth probably about $4 grand. And I just had to pay the shipping to get it here. So that was pretty intense. That's like the biggest win that I've had in the fishing industry and going into raffles. Once the Minn Kota Ultrix landed at my front door, I brought it down to my shop, got it all unboxed, and had my boat here sitting in the garage. And I put the motor on the bow, and I just kind of took a look at the boat and kind of trying to see what I was going to do with this thing. It all kind of came together after that. I got the flooring all cut down, battery storage compartment was set, all the wiring for the boat. Went out, got the Helix 7 fish finder, got that all tapped into place. And yeah, this is pretty much where we're sitting now. I mean, this boat has totally done a 180 to what it used to be with decking, bow mount motor, fish finder. It's really just been a huge game changer. I want to do some compartments and stuff, and I need to do some rod holders in here. Comment down below, guys, if you got any ideas for doing compartments on the decking that I have already. And maybe like, if you guys have ever done like rod holders, I was just going to use PVC pipe and just do some end caps with some like bungees to hold the rods in place. But I want something to look pretty decent, you know, and not take up too much room. It's like building a project car, but boat style. You know, like, you think you're done, but you're never done. There's always something else to do, or you do it at first and you're like, oh, I love this. And then like maybe a year later, you're like, oh, I kind of want to do it this way. And you completely redo what you've already done. So it's never really done. It's always I say a project is always an ongoing project. It's never finished, because you're always going to want to change stuff. I mean, me just sitting in this boat talking with you guys, looking at everything, there's already so many things that I want to change. But for right now, this Weekend Warrior for me is honestly all I need. I was going to go out and go to a dealership and get a custom built boat last year. I was going to, you know, bite the bullet and just go out and put a down payment and just buy one. But the cards didn't play out that way, and I'm actually super thankful for what I have right now. And the ability to just, if I want to go fishing, I just hook this thing up and go, and I'm gone. I'm out there all day, even if I'm only out there for a couple hours. Absolutely love getting out there, guys. Comment down below, what kind of boats do you guys got? What are you rolling with? You got kayaks? Are you a bank fisherman? You got a tinny like this that you've done a little mini bass boat conversion? You have a badass bass boat? Comment down below, guys. Reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. I do appreciate all the love and support that you guys have given me in this last year. It's really come a long way for me. I mean, I thought that I was gonna start my YouTube channel and it was just gonna kind of flatline, but we're slowly getting up there, over 100 subscribers now. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a lot better than nothing, right? As for the trailer, this boat used to never have a trailer. Like I said, we used to just throw it in the back of the truck. And I was cruising along on Facebook Marketplace and this guy had this trailer the boat's sitting on right now. He had it up for like 500 bucks. And me and Woodsy drove down to the harbor and checked it out, and the guy pretty much bought a boat and came with the trailer, so he didn't need the trailer anymore. And so I think we offered him like $350 or something like that, and he's like, can you do 400? We're like, yeah, sure, we'll take it away. We hooked it up and blasted it home, threw the boat on here, and this boat has lived on this trailer ever since. And it's really good. We've done some little makeshift kind of front cross member to put the rollers underneath the boat. Before they used to just sit on the sides and they kind of just barely touch the sides, and there was no support kind of in the center. There was only support in the back and the front. So instead of, you know, trying to makeshift those rollers on the side and then kind of bring them in or put them up, we just decided to hack them right off of the frame, and then we put a cross member in the front and then these two little boards on an angle, and then the rollers now sit like this. Especially when you're going to load the boat, when you're coming up, you got the trailer in the water obviously, and when the boat comes up, before it used to just kind of like bang back and forth in between those rollers and it never would sit center. So now we've got these rollers underneath the boat in the middle, and it just goes up so perfectly now. It's so nice. We used to struggle on the lake and take like 2 or 3 passes, right? We're not used to using a trailer, especially with rollers. If it was a bunk trailer, it'd be a lot easier because you kind of right center line to your trailer, but this one was kind of just walking all over the place. Looked like complete newbies out there, not gonna lie, it was pretty hilarious. But yeah, guys, I think that's about it. I mean, night in the shop, what do you guys think? Do you like this boat stuff? Trying to do something a little bit different. I mean, the fishing's starting to slow down a bit. It's getting really cold here in Canada. We've had some really cold nights. It was -2 when we went out fishing just last weekend, and our guides were freezing in our rods and the bite was super tough. We were able to get onto some fish though, but it was a really slow bite. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video and joining me today on this episode. If you like what I'm doing, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.